I'm BrianTheBlue, and welcome back to Current Calamities, where I take a break from the past to look forward to the future with the games of the present. You like this hat? I think it fits better for the occasion. Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the next in the long line of Pokémon remasters and remakes that have been going on over the last 2 decades. I'm actually glad it was this pair of games, as it was one of many that I never got around to. What can I say? My interest was on other things. I never played the original DS games, but I've been playing more of these games than I ever have in my entire life with these entries that you can check out on the channel. Some say I should stop since Pokemon videos don't do too well compared to others. And to them I say, fuck you, I love Pokemon, it's my channel, I do what I want. Since I've never played either of these, we'll just take it from the top with one of these entries. Guess I'll choose Brilliant Diamond. Lucky to find the combo pack that came with the code to get 200 Pokeballs right off the bat. But I'm not going to use it because really it isn't going to be that hard to catch them all, right? What it may do is take enough room for me to archive some game data, then take a half hour to download and update. That was absurd. Then we get started the way we are accustomed to. The Pokemon professor, whose name isn't Oak, reintroduces us to the world of pocket monsters. And we pick our avatar, name him, and our friendly rival who looks nothing like any of my brothers, but that blonde hair reminded me of my best friend Elmo, so I named him as such. In case you don't remember, he was the one that gave me Wario Land 4, my greatest trading achievement. From there, the events that happen are different to what I've seen before. After seeing a TV program, me and Emerson head to a nearby lake to see if we have any rare creatures close to us. Now we know where he stands with what he sees on TV. We arrive to find the professor and his assistant doing something, but depart shortly after, forgetting a briefcase as they left. Wild Pokemon then come to attack us, but luckily the guy had some Pokemon in his case. And in a roundabout way, this is how we pick a starter, and for no real reason, I picked Turtwig. Well, maybe I appreciate the wordplay. A turtle and a twig? The genius in naming you can't find these days. We escape certain doom, tell them what happened, which gets us our Pokedexes as a result, and Dawn gets the third Pokemon, which of course was the Piplup. That's the only thing I remember from her time on the show was that annoying penguin. We tell our mothers we're going on the journey, to which she gives us some more attire, and we set off doing just that. The rest will be familiar to you. You ought to know how it goes, but if you don't, you go about the region of Sinnoh, running into all sorts of Pokemon that inhabit it. You can either battle them with the ones you have, like Cox, as that's the usual comparison, or catch them and add them to your personal collection like you're the Pokemon King. There's also plenty of trainers or other NPCs about that will challenge you when you're in their sights, but they should be a breeze and you can get some money out of it. I'm gonna financially gain from this. In between the venture, you'll run into towns. It appears my buddy Elmo is getting a head start on me. Mirror's real life. He was the first to get married. Congrats, Elmo. But I can still beat your Pokemon any day of the week. You can do a number of things in towns, like go to the Pokemon Center to heal up your Pokemon, go to the Pokemart to buy or sell items, as well as side quests that can pop up, like doing this mundane task of answering trivia to get what this guy refers to as a Poketch. I can kinda see why they wouldn't want to say Pocket Watch, but Pokewatch sounds better. It's just a way to include what was originally on the bottom screen of the DS, so that's a nice touch, but that's just a minor distraction from the same old, same old. I don't know about you, but I'm not feeling as hyped as I was with the other games that have come out over the last couple years. I'm not sure if it's fatigue setting in or if I'm looking for something different. If you've been keeping track, we've had the Let's Go games plus Sword and Shield on the Switch, along with a couple other titles here and there, but this is the third game in the mainline series to be released so close to each other, remake or new entry. It can be a little repetitive this way, and though the region, plot, Pokemon, and other little things change, the core game stays the same. Not that there's anything wrong with that, I can still have fun with it, but there's a general consensus that the series needs something else to spice things up. Adult themes may be interesting, but perhaps the new spin-off could be what I'm looking for. But we have this to hold me over till then, and one of the things I have to learn is to not accidentally knock out the Pokemon I want to catch. Well, dang it, there went an Onix. I wanted to be Brock and talk about giant rocks. Towns can also have gyms that you can battle the leaders in to earn badges. It's a concept as old as time that many a Pokemon anime fan will know, but I'm sure we can get all the badges in a week, where it'd take Ash months to get them all. It also took him 22 years to properly win any tournament too. I mean, congrats, but it was about freaking time. You'll be given an indirect route to go from there, and you can bet there'll be more plot development and more randos to battle and Pokemon to catch. Oh, look at Abra! Oops! On the subject of said story developments is the introduction of Team Galactic, the primary villains akin to Team Rocket, but are after the universe as opposed to just the world. They'll be a thorn on your side from this point on, always causing trouble in one way or another, no matter which way you go. But they should generally be easy, much like this Bizel. I really gotta stop doing that, but I can't help it if my Pokemon are getting stronger. With every battle you do with a wild or trained Pokemon, you'll gain experience, which will eventually lead to your Pokemon to evolve into more powerful forms. Oh, and if you're wondering why I have a Mew or Jirachi on my roster already, it pays to have save files from other games and talk to the old people who know such things. From there, I went through a dense forest with a companion for a bit where we fought many peeps and she kept us all healed. I fought and caught more Pokemon while I was at it too. In the next town, I fought the next gym leader who was a little tougher, and rightfully so. Can't say the same for her lackeys though. I also kicked Team Galactic's ass out of their base in town, and I get rewarded in the form of a bike for doing so. That's pretty much all I can talk about at the moment, as that's as far as I got, and it's interesting considering I haven't played this version of the game before. I'll admit I'm not totally engaged as I am with previous entries on the Switch, but it does its job and it looks as good as the rest. I am curious though why they chose to go the route of the smaller avatars while the last have done full-size models. I guess to change it up a little bit, or stay the same in some ways, or to save space. Your guess is as good as mine. So, with that all being said, what's my overall opinion? Remakes of Pokemon games happen almost semi-regularly at this point. It's as traditional as a new mainline entry. But no matter what comes, it's always going to be the same Pokemon you know and love. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are shining brightly on the Switch, with the same formula of gameplay with a different plot that makes the Brilliant series still feel new after all this time. If you're a fan of the old DS games or looking for an entry to jump into, this would be the two to go for. I'll be playing it as I wait for Legends Arceus to release. Hope it'll be a good shot in the arm to the series. Otherwise, it'll be embarrassing to look back at this video with this prediction. So what do you think? Do you agree with me, or have your own thoughts? Let me know by leaving a comment. If you like what you see, like the video with those thumbs up. If you think anyone else would like this vid, share it around. And if you want to see more of me, this show, and others, hit the subscribe button. I'm BrianTheBlue, thanks for watching. I'm going back to the past, and until next time, I'll see you in the future.